Hi, I'm Jeremy and this is Yoga with Jer. Today we've got a special inversion flow focusing on headstands. We will work up to headstand and we will do headstand with a number of different variations both in the legs as well as in the arms. If you've never done a headstand before, I actually just made a tutorial for headstand. I posted it yesterday. I'll leave a link down in the description below. Once you're ready to practice, and it doesn't matter if you have a freestanding headstand or not, you can always just work towards it. Let's get started with the practice. And let's begin today's practice from a tabletop position, with the hands under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. Finding that firm and stable foundation. From here, a few rounds of cat and cow just to warm the spine up. On the inhale, let's drop the belly, lifting the gaze, arching the spine. And on the exhale, rounding the spine. The head comes between the arms, tailbone tucked up between the legs. Inhale to drop the belly and look up, broaden across the collarbones. And exhale to round the spine, separating the shoulder blades behind us. Inhale, drop the belly and look up, gazing as high up as we can. Exhale to round. Feel the belly sucked all the way into the spine. One last one. Inhale to drop the belly and look up. Stay here to breathe for 3, 2, fill the lungs with air, and 1. Exhale to round all the way in, but continue to breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Back to that neutral spine position. And then the left leg now extending behind you. Keep it hovering at the height of the hip, with the right hand extended in front, finding a balancing tabletop. Once you've found that balancing tabletop now, on the exhale, let's crunch it in. Touch the knee to the opposite elbow, rounding the spine. Inhale to straighten out. Exhale to crunch it in and hold for 3. Good, nice and strong. 2, point the toes. 1, inhale to straighten out. Last one, exhale to crunch it in and hold for 5, and maybe drop the nose to touch the knee. 4, 3, 2 on the inhale. 1, straighten all the way out and release. Both hands down, both knees down. And switching sides, right leg extended behind you with the left hand extended in front. Find that balancing tabletop, firm, stable foundation. On the exhale now, crunch it in, touch knee to opposite elbow, heel closer to the butt. Inhale to straighten out. Exhale to crunch it in and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale to straighten out. Last one, exhale to crunch it in, hold it there, maybe drop the nose. 5, 4, rounding the body. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, straighten all the way out and release. Both hands down, both knees down. Tuck the toes under. And let's hover the knees 1 inch off the mat. Stay here with the hovered knees. And we find this action of pressing through the hands, activating the shoulders. Good, the core also active here. Last 3, 2, good. And push back. 1, the hips up high, the heels reaching for the mat. Let's find downward facing dog. And your first down dog of the day, go ahead and paddle it out. Bending one knee then the other. Swaying the hips from side to side. Dropping one shoulder then the other. Anything that you need to feel comfortable in down dog, go ahead and do so. And whenever you're ready, let's come to stillness in downward facing dog. Good. Left foot forward between the hands, finding low lunge. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes, lifting the arms up towards the ceiling as you sink the hips forward and down. Sit a little bit lower here. Good. Find that engagement all through the arms. Keep the biceps close to the ears. Last 3, 2, bring the hands onto the hips, and on 1, let's straighten the front knee. And on the inhale, we lengthen up the spine. On the exhale, let's fold forward, finding a half split. Hands onto the mat with the left foot nice and flexed. And we work here to try to tilt forward at the pelvis. With every breath going a little bit deeper into this forward fold here for 3, 2, a little bit deeper. And 1. As you re-bend the front knee, crawl the hands to the front of the mat, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee off, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Here we are in high lunge. Standing nice and tall with the front knee bent so that it's stacked over the ankle. Keep straightening up the back knee, means pulling up on the back kneecaps. Good. Pressing through the right toes so that the heel is pointing up towards the ceiling for another 3. 2. Good. Firm the entire body. And 1. We lean forward 45 degrees. Finding a charging warrior here. Nice and strong. Good. The biceps remain close to the ears. Maybe the body a little lower. The arms a little bit higher. For 3. 2. Can the right foot now step forward? 1. Let's find chair pose. Sit nice and low. Good. Tops of the thighs parallel to the mat. Make sure you can see your toes. 5, 4, 3, and start to sit lower. 2, all the way low and down onto the mat. 1, straight into boat pose. Lift the shins. Good. Pointing the toes, arms extended. Here in boat pose, Navasana. Option, straighten the knees. We hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The feet touch down. Nice. Place the hands down at the front of the mat. Go ahead and step back. Let's take one vinyasa to come to downward facing dog. Going down to chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. On the inhale for cobra or upward facing dog. And on the exhale, pushing back for downward facing dog. And now the right foot is forward between the hands. Let's find low lunge. Drop the back knee. Untuck the toes, lifting the arms up towards the ceiling. Sit the hips forward and down here. Maybe crawl the right foot slightly further forward. 3, 2. Bring the hands onto the hips. And 1. Straighten the front knee on the inhale. Lengthen up the spine. On the exhale, folding forward. Hinge at the hips. Hands down onto the mat. Keep the right foot flexed here. Options here, if the hamstrings are tight, you can keep the knee slightly bent. We hold and breathe. Tilting the pelvis a little bit further forward. The spine not too rounded. Last 4, 3, 2. Good. The transition to high lunge. 1 is when we crawl the hands forward. Bend the front knee. Good. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee off on the inhale. Lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Here we are in high lunge. Stay here to breathe. 3. Keep the hips square, so left hip roll forward. 2. Right hip pulled back. 1. Lean forward 45 degrees, charging warrior. Breathing and holding in charging warrior. 3. Good. Body lower. 2. Arms higher. Left foot steps forward. 1. Chair pose. Tops of the thighs parallel to the mat. 5. Sit a little bit further back. Maybe the 10 toes are lifted. 4. Good. 3. And starting to sit lower here. 2. Still lower. And 1. All the way down onto the mat. Boat pose. Hover the shins off the mat. Toes pointed. The arms extended out in front of you. Maybe option, straighten the knees. 5, 4. We're working the core here. 3. Chest proud. 2. And 1. The feet down onto the mat. Go ahead, step back and take one vinyasa to come to downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, let's lift the left leg up towards the ceiling to find a 3-legged dog. Find the engagement of the posterior chain to lift the left leg as high as we can here. The foot is flexed. We're activating the glutes as well as the hamstrings. Feel that stretch all down the right hamstrings as well. Good. Nice. A little higher for 2. Keep the leg up in the air. 1. Let's just send the shoulders forward over the wrists for a 3-legged plank. Good. Here in 3-legged plank now, that left foot still hovering off the mat, the toes are pointed. From here, on the exhale, let's crunch the knee into the nose and actively round the spine as you do so. Good. And here into that tiger curl. And let's straighten the leg back out into 3-legged plank. Second round, exhale to crunch it in, lift the shoulder blades nice and high for 3, protracting the shoulders. 2, point the toes, heel closer to butt. And 1, this time we push back into a 3-legged dog, dropping the left foot down onto the mat for downward facing dog. Let's find dolphin pose, both forearms down onto the mat. From dolphin pose, with the forearms down onto the mat, Good. We hold here and firm the shoulders, press away from the mat for 3, 2, still remaining in dolphin, 1, interlace the fingers together at the front of the mat, keeping the elbows shoulder width apart. Let's transition to headstand as you send the head forward to the space where the hands are interlaced. To cradle the head, start to choose any way that you prefer to get into headstand. Option to tuck the knees in, or maybe splitting the legs up. Whichever is your choice, going ahead to go up now into your expression of headstand, or the work is to work on headstand without going up. And if you are in headstand, finding that nice, stable headstand, working to press into the shoulders, last 5, 4, 3, 2, gradually releasing from headstand, and 1, lowering all the way down. Good. Press the hands down at the front of the mat and let's push back into a downward facing dog. Wonderful practice. And we get ready for the other side. From downward facing dog, right leg up, 3-legged dog. Lift the right heel as high as you can, nice and high. Keep the foot flexed here in 3-legged dog, a little bit higher. 3, 2, send the shoulders forward to find a 3-legged plank. Now the right toes are pointed. Good. 2 tiger curls from here. On the exhale, crunch the knee into the nose, round and protract the shoulder blades. Point the toes. Inhale, 3-legged plank with the right leg straightened. Nice. Second round. On the exhale, crunch it all the way in, round the shoulders, toes pointed for 3, 2, the body very compressed, and 1, straighten the right leg out. This time we push back for 3-legged dog. Lower the right foot. We find downward facing dog. And from down dog, dolphin pose, both forearms down onto the mat. With the forearms down onto the mat now. Good. Press the mat away from you. We are here in dolphin. Last 3, 2, interlace the fingers at the front of the mat. 1, and let's find headstand, lowering the head down to where the interlaced fingers are. Slowly walking the feet in, maybe splitting the legs up or tucking up into a headstand, or your preferred entry into headstand. Good. And this time, option to practice headstand, work on getting into headstand, or if you're already in headstand, working on some leg variations, trying perhaps stag legs. That's with the knees bent, the legs split apart as if you were running in mid-air. Maybe the right leg in front and the left leg high up or behind. And don't forget to switch sides. For another 3, 2, wherever you are, 1. Let's gradually release down onto the mat. Plant the hands down at the front and push back for downward facing dog. Look between the hands. Bending the knees lightly, hop, step or jump forward into a halfway lift. And on the exhale, let's forward fold. Separate the feet hip width apart. Holding on to opposite elbows, we take a simple ragdoll pose here. Take a moment to catch your breath. Maybe swaying left and right. Maybe bobbing up and down. A few more breaths here. Last 3, 2, and gradually 1. Let's release the arms down and start to roll the body up, vertebra by vertebra. And the last thing that comes up is the head. Good, and here we are standing at the top of the mat, allowing the blood to drain from the head for just a moment. Good. Feet together, big toes to touch, the heels slightly apart. Next inhale is chair pose, knees bent, biceps close to the ears. Sitting low in chair. And from chair pose, let's find eagle pose. Right leg over left leg, just wrap the legs around. Right arm underneath left arm. Option is to hook the foot behind the calf, finding eagle pose. It's a balancing pose. 3, gazing past the forearms. 2, good. We're not releasing entirely. On 1, let's unwrap the right leg, sending the right leg all the way back for a warrior 2. So drop the foot down behind and then unravel the arms, transitioning beautifully, smoothly into warrior 2. Good. A nice long stance here. Engage the left glute so that the knee doesn't collapse inwards with the shoulders stacked over the hips. Beautiful. Lean forward, flip the front palm, reverse warrior as we take it all the way to the back wall, crawling the right hand down the back leg. Let's find that stretch along the left side body here. 3, 2, 1. Coming back to warrior 2, and from warrior 2, straighten the front knee. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Reach forward with the left hand, and the left hand is down, right hand lifting up towards the ceiling. Feel that stretch on the inside of the left leg. Good. Breathe and hold. 3. Gaze up towards the top thumb. 2. And 1. Rebend the front knee. Let's come back into that warrior 2. And from warrior 2, hands on the hips, straighten the front knee. Turn the left foot so that the body is facing the right side of the mat now. Good. On the inhale, lengthen the spine. On the exhale, folding forward. For that wide-legged forward fold. Hands down onto the mat. Option here. If a tripod headstand is in your practice, now is the moment to transition by straddling up into a tripod headstand. Otherwise, option is to release from here to find supported headstand. Whichever option you're taking, we work here to slowly find that stability all the way up there. Beautiful in that pose for 3, 2, releasing back down, and 1. Let's all meet back in that standing wide-legged forward fold. And lift the hands up onto the hips and slowly we rise back up. Good. Turn to face the front of the mat and go ahead, step forward. Samastiti here with the hands down by the side. Inhale for chair, knees bent, biceps close to the ears. Sit nice and low, the hips further back, maybe the 10 toes lifted. This time left leg over right leg, left arm underneath right arm, eagle pose, Garudasana. Sitting a little bit lower with the gaze past the forearms. Hold for 3. 2, next pose is warrior 2 as you unravel the left leg, and 1, send the left leg back, unravel the arms. Good. And touch down with the left foot, nice and strong, super light. Good, here we are in warrior 2. Make sure you're grounding into the outside edge of the back foot here. 3, 2, lean forward. 1, flip the front palm. Take it all the way to the back wall. Reverse warrior. 3, 2, good. 1, let's come back to warrior 2. And from warrior 2, straighten the front knee, triangle pose, lean forward. Right hand is down, left hand is lifted up towards the ceiling. Keep swinging that left shoulder open as you gaze up towards the left thumb. 3, 2, let's meet back in warrior 2. 1, rebend the front knee, find that firm, stable warrior 2. Hands on the hips. Straighten the front knee and turn the right foot inwards so that we're facing the left side of the mat. Inhale to lengthen up the spine, exhale, fold forward, hands down onto the mat. Option to stay here in the forward fold, or if you wish to do another tripod headstand, the hands down onto the mat, good, plant the head down, and go ahead to straddle up into tripod headstand. This time, once you are up in that beautiful tripod headstand, is the option to perform some leg variations. Can we try eagle legs? Beginning with the right leg over the left leg. Holding for a few breaths. And switching sides with the left leg over the right leg. And holding here. When you're ready, gradually unravel the legs, and whichever expression of tripod headstand you're in, or the work even if you're in a supported headstand, Let's slowly release down and we all meet up in this wide-legged forward fold with the hands down onto the mat. Wonderful. Good. Hands up onto the hips. And let's slowly rise back up. Step forward to the front of the mat. Go ahead and sit down onto the mat. Good. And let's release from this practice by taking bridge pose. So lying down onto the mat, the knees bent with the heels close to the butt. Getting ready for bridge pose. Good, and now lift the hips, lower middle back off, scoot the shoulder blades close to each other, interlace the fingers underneath the body, plant the fist down onto the mat. Lifting as high as we can here, holding for 5, 4, chin to chest, 3, 2, and 1. Let's lower all the way back down. A gentle reclining twist, dropping the knees over to the left with the gaze over the right shoulder. Keep both shoulders grounded here. Starting to return to the breath here, making sure the breath is smooth and deep. And we switch sides. With the knees over to the right, the gaze over the left shoulder. Good, and then let's come back to center. And we finish over here lying down in Shavasana. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the practice today. I'll see you around soon. Bye!